Okay, let me start by saying sorry, because even though I'm getting much better at YouTube, I still very much suck at recording in front of other people. So I apologize for not having recorded that dyno session better than I did. And with that out of the way, I can get into the vehicle, because some of you haven't been following me for the entire journey with this thing. So let's get into it. It is a 1994 Toyota Hilux YN60. I'm running 31-inch Pirelli Scorpion MTR mud trains, 4.78, 4.785, the original rear gearing, the original 5-speed manual gearbox, and a 1UZ FE. It's non-VVTi, square fuel rail, or low compression version of the engine. So it's the baby 1UZ. Also, the engine is bog standard. The only sort of work that I've done to it is I've removed the power steering pump. It's got an electric power steering pump on it. And I've removed all of the idlers as well as the air conditioning pump. Why? Because this vehicle wasn't spec'd with air conditioning from the factory. So why have the pump when I don't have the plumbing or any of the other infrastructure to run AC? It would have just been unnecessary. Oh yeah, and it's running a Dictator 36-1 ECU, but I do plan on going to something a bit more advanced in the future, but let's not get into that. But in the footage from the dyno, you probably would have seen that I removed the intake system and ran that second run with an open throttle body, and I'll tell you now why. That's because the combination of all of this concertina pipe, please don't roast me on it, I don't have the money for custom aluminium or stainless steel piping at the moment. I'm a student. Along with the airbox, by the way, that's the airbox from a E28 535i BMW, and then it has a hole in it to make it a bit better, and then it goes into the snorkel that basically just works as cold air ram. That's all very restrictive. I lose about 15 kilowatts with all of it connected, but I do need it because I do take this thing off-road, so I need the proper air filtration. Thus a cone filter just coming off of there won't do. But enough stalling, let's get into the actual figures. As you could probably tell by now, we did 2 runs on the dyno. First one with everything connected the way I drive it on the road, with the air filter, snorkel, everything connected. Second run was with an open throttle body, just to see how much power this thing actually puts down when it's running as optimally as possible. So let's look at the sheet. The first run is the dotted lines, second run is the solid lines. As you can see, by just running an open throttle body, I gained around about 14 kilowatts and 23 newton meters of torque. So my airbox, snorkel, all of that is rather restrictive. I am going to improve it in the future once there's money for it. But at least it's a whole lot better than it was, because in between now and my last dyno session, I went and modified it. I flowed and ported the snorkel, and as you saw, I drilled a hole in the airbox. Before I did those modifications, the airbox actually stole 30 kilowatts, so I greatly improved the efficiency of my airbox. So I'm not completely unhappy about it rubbing me off 14 kilowatts when it's going to save the engine in the long run if I go on dirt roads a lot, which I will be doing. And this is all very standard. It's got a good, nice and even graph, but I'm really impressed with the torque curve, because from nothing all the way to just before 6,000 RPM, this thing never dipped below 220 newton meters of torque. That is stellar, perfect for off-roading. Now, those of you that have been following me for a while know that this thing put down 158 kilowatts when it was tuned at Kruger Works on Henry's dyno. And you might be asking yourself why I'm not unhappy with the figures that it put down at FutureTech Fittings today. And to put it simply, that's because I know that for a fact it did not lose power between when it was tuned and when I put it on the dyno at FTF today. I took care of everything. Everything is healthy. You can hear it's healthy. You can feel it's healthy. All is good. It didn't lose any power at all. I asked the guys at FutureTech Fittings, and they told me that their dynomometer is calibrated up to the Volkswagen Group standards. So it is a bit stingy. It is a bit of a heartbreaker. But yeah, just about anybody that has some experience in this field of building cars, driving cars, racing cars, all that stuff, all of them will tell you that a stingy dyno is better than... What's the word? Than a generous dyno. A stingy dyno is better than a generous dyno. So yeah, thanks to FutureTech Fittings for having me today. Thanks for the hat. Thanks for the book and thanks for the sticker. So yeah, if you guys are in the Vol Triangle area and need some work done to your car, you need some parts, they are distributors of Sustec ECUs, ProRam air filters, and lots of other stuff. So go check them out if you were to ever need anything. But yeah, on to the next. I need to go pick up some parts for my dad's shit box. That thing. And that's gonna be quite a drive. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill up Old Blue with 95 octane petrol, and I'm gonna do an economy run to see what the best possible mileage is that I can possibly get out of it in the current setup that it is. Okay, she is filled to the brim. So let's see how well she does on this trip. Okay, so now I'm on the open road. I'm just going to let you guys know, I'm not really going to record me driving. I mean, where's the excitement on that? Hey, look at me, I'm going 20 below the speed limit and having the time of my life. No, that's not very interesting. You don't want to watch me doing an economy run. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you what the plan is and why I'm doing it. Then I'm going to stop the recording and let you guys know what the results are directly after that. So yeah, the reason I want to do the economy run is this isn't really exactly this fucking so much wind seepage. This isn't just a toy. I want to take this on road trip. It's currently sitting on 622,000 kilometers on the odometer, and I want to make that 1 million someday. I want to put some serious miles on this thing, so I got to put some serious work and effort into getting this thing as economical as I can possibly get it, as efficient as I can get it, as good as I can get it, because I'm going to drive it a lot if all goes well and to plan. So yeah, that's the main reason why I'm doing the economy run, and I want to do regular economy runs because I want to keep building on what I've currently got. I want to keep improving the setup, keep making it better, more efficient, more economic, and then do an economy run and see what my gains are. So I want to keep developing this vehicle until I've got it perfected to a point where the only way to improve it would be to buy a newer, more modern vehicle. So that's the goal there. And yeah, with that being said, some more info on the economy run. I'm just going to do 110 kilometers an hour highway, and I'm going to do some driving in the town as well, just to make sure that I cover all the bases and get some proper baseline data. And that's really it, eh? The reason I'm doing 110 and not 120, which is the national speed limit, is, well, according to owners I've spoken to that all own this platform's gearing allows for the best possible economy at around about 110 kilometers an hour. So I'm going to try that at first. At 110 I'm sitting at just over 3,000 RPM, which is a bit higher than I would want it. Ideally I'd like to cruise at around 2,500 RPM, but someday I'll make the gearing longer as well. And now I'm at that voice note stage again. You know, I've spoken about this before, and lots of comedians, I think especially Trevor Noah, have made jokes on this. You get to a point where you just sort of don't know how to end. You sit there, just like, okay, yeah, I'll do that one a lot. And then you just abruptly end it because it's too painful. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to abruptly end it. Okay, I'm home. Got some parts for my friends, got some goodies for me, and yeah. Oh yeah, and I've also got a door for my dad's shit box. Okay, now it's time to do some math. Now, the last time I did an economy run, I got 5.9 kilometers to the liter, which isn't stellar, but it's not too terrible. So what I got to do is math. I drove 203 kilometers divided by 42 liters of petrol consumed. This isn't going to be good. And then equals S to D. .8 kilometers to the liter. So it seems driving slowly is less economic than driving fast. Because on my first economy run, when I got the 5.9, I was doing on the highway anywhere between 120 and 130 kilometers an hour. This time I was doing between 80 and 110 kilometers an hour. Huh. Obviously, it's not just that. There are things I can do to improve my fuel economy. I can probably get a cone filter for when I'm driving on road. Probably need to get that, a little 90-degree elbow and a proper cone filter, and then just put the paper filter on when I'm going off road. And I can also get that more advanced ECU, so looking into that. Now, I'd call that a rather disappointing conclusion to this video, but yeah, as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you did not enjoy, and let me know what you want to see more of. Cheers.